All right, y'all, it is time to talk about Angela's HOH. And of course, we're going to start it off with talking about that huge fight that she had with Matt and their whole rivalry the whole week. Now, first of all, I just like to say Angela is bringing back old school Big Brother, and I was not expecting to see a fight at 8 a.m. BB time on a Saturday morning. I thought I was going to have a peaceful Saturday morning, eat my breakfast, and then dive into the live feeds. No, 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 no. 10 minutes straight of her ripping it into him. So let's get into what happened. Starting off with Matt not liking Angela because then when they immediately got into the house, she started talking about how he was this good looking guy who was going to be in his showmans. And then he went up to her HOH room and basically said to her in their one on one, if you put me up and I stay, I'm coming for you. And that's when she felt threatened. So what I have to say about it is what he said is obviously a strategy thing that people do. Obviously, if someone put you up, yes, you can come for them. Do I think it was good strategy wise for him to say that to the current HOH before she was doing noms? No. I understand that that's like how the game works, but why would he say that to her? He could have said that to anybody else. And been like, keep it a secret. But he said it to her face, and it's understandable as to why she took it as a threat and why it upset her. Do I think that she should have handled it in that way with that giant blow up in front of everybody? No, she could have pulled him aside privately and had a conversation with him about it afterwards or like later or whatever. But to her words, she was sleep deprived, and everyone could tell that she was paranoid. So she was gonna do what she did. If you are a longtime Big Brother fan, you know fights happen, big blowups happen in front of the entire house all the time, and of course they could have all been handled differently, but they weren't. It is just nice that this time around it was strictly about game talk and strategy and gameplay and not about anybody's problematic behavior or people trying to bully someone and isolate someone for no apparent reason. I will say though that Matt's behavior is the reason why that he got voted out of the house because Angela didn't even put him up initially, even after all of that happened. Kenny was her target, and if it wasn't for Lisa winning the veto and pulling herself off the block, Matt wouldn't have ended up there in the first place. He also ended up in a showmance. No matter how real or fake that is, it's still a very obvious duo that puts a target on your back. He's physically fit, so everyone's going to see him as a comp beast for the physical comps, and that puts another target on his back. So is it really a shock that Matt got voted out of the house? No, he is a target. His behavior made him a target, whether that whole blow up happened with Angela or not. He also was putting people under the bus. So it was a smart move for the house to get him out because of all those reasons that I said. The only shocking thing is the fact that it actually happened because we know in Big Brother people always want to try and target the jocks, but they never really do, and then they just are comp beast and win and stay in longer. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And if they had showed us the Lisa Angela fight, then I would be talking about that. But since they cut it from the feeds and then they didn't have it in the Thursday episode, I have nothing to say. I will say something about Lisa though. It's very interesting to me that like she's just completely isolated. Like no one really likes her. Everyone's kind of just like placating her and saying that they're going to work with her and whatnot. But it seems like no one really likes her, and she's completely unaware of it, which is why she was completely blindsided from the vote. And she even knows that like people weren't telling her how to like where they were going to vote, and that's why she did what she did, and she didn't know. But like what is she going to do to try and get on people's good sides now is what we need to pay attention to. Now let's talk about these alliances because like 5011 of them were made. Half of them, if not all of them, were fake. And it was just people running around saying, yeah, I'm gonna be in this, yeah, I'm gonna be in barbershop BS, yeah, I'm gonna be in the collective, but Angela made us all mad, so she's on probation. Like all of this stuff is happening with these big alliances that they're all trying to form, basically collapsing every other day. It's going to be very interesting to see if a big alliance forms and stays together. But right now, it's looking like there are a lot of duos popping up and people being like, I have your back. I like working with you, like T-Core and Chemo and Quinn and Leah. So we'll just see if this is going to be more like a duo. People are trying to have a final two and just like make deals with people throughout the weeks that don't last very long and they're not really in big alliances that like dominate the house, or if they do end up making a big alliance that dominates the house. I want to talk about the competitions because everyone was screaming last season about how they were all very physical, all very the same, just different themes and things like that, and everyone wanting to bring back comp equity. And I'm very cautiously optimistic right now about it after seeing all of them from last week, even the AI arena competition. Even from what I was hearing over the live feeds, it sounds like the HOH competition was the like booth question type competition. So it's nice to see that more people have an opportunity to win, more of a diversity of people have an opportunity to win. Other than the AI arena, because there were three dudes on the block, a woman has won the HOH and the veto, which is fantastic. So, like I said, I'm very cautiously optimistic. Hopefully, this continues throughout the entire season. And I did see some rumblings on Twitter about people saying that this cast needs a pressure cooker, and I could not agree more, especially if Angela is still in the game. I would probably stay up all night watching the live feeds, even if I had to go to work the next day, just to see how that all plans out because I know we don't have rewind and it would be absolutely fantastic. Moving to Tucker Watch, as you know, first in Never Wins, where he was the first in, so we're doing this every week to see how safe he is. Um, he's made it through week one. As I am filming this right now on Friday, noms have not been made, but I do not think that he is going to be nominated. So he most likely will be making it through week two. And he has very good relationships with a lot of people. So it's looking like he might actually make it pretty far in this game. So we'll see what happens. Quick word to the casual fans. You should probably find a live feed updater and, follow them and keep yourself updated, even if it's just a quick summary that you can read real quick to find out what's going on. Um, you would do yourself a huge favor if you did that. We all know that there's no way that they can fit everything into the show on air. Um, but as someone who watches the live feeds and watches the episodes, they like to paint a story and paint a picture, and it's already starting that it's not accurate right now. And of course, it's most likely going to be like that for the rest of the season, and we've seen this happen in past seasons before. And it just makes a whole discrepancy. I don't understand why anyone wouldn't want to keep themselves updated, even if it's briefly, with like the general ongoings of what's happening on the live feeds, because that's what's actually happening in the game. Especially now that we see that there's always discrepancies with what they actually show versus what's going on the live feeds. So that is just my quick word of advice. Moving into the final portion of this video, which will be spoilers. So if you don't want to know who won HOH and what's happening, you can stop now. Peace out. I understand. Um, but Chelsea won HOH, and it seems like a lot of people threw it because she said, or someone said that there were like 8 people that went out on one question. So I'm very happy that she's HOH. I like her. I think she's smart. I think she's thinking a lot logically about the game and has good thoughts and good reads on people. I think she's in a good position because she is kind of in a trio with Cam and Cedric, and they've been strategizing together, and just she seems like she's in a good place with a lot of people in the house. From what I've already seen on the live feed, she's a little worried about getting blood on her hands and she doesn't want to do that. But, somebody's got to do it at some point. So she got to buck up. So, very interesting seeing them navigate as there are powers still at play. And they are speculating that one of them has to do with someone taking them off the block. The thing about that power, which is America's veto, is that the HOH doesn't have to put anyone up because it's America's vote. But Chelsea is worried about putting someone up if that power is used. So it's just like, girl, just put them up and see what happens. America will take care of the rest, and it won't be your fault, and you won't have that blood on your hands that you don't want. So that is all I have for you for this week with Angela's HOH. Was she successful? Yeah, she got her target out, Matt. So kudos to her, I guess. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see y'all next week when we talk about Chelsea's HOH. Bye.